Time of this video, I'm 37 years old and I've been coaching for almost 20 years, mastering the art of team sport speed development. And if I could go back and speak to myself when I was 17 years old as an athlete, these are the 30 lessons that I would tell myself to improve my speed much quicker. Number 1. Acceleration is built one step at a time. Don't make the mistake of thinking running 10 meters, 20 meters is actually going to help you improve your speed. You have to deliberately target each step by step in order to maximize your performance. Number 2, speed development should be at the top of the list when considering team sport performance. The reason why, everything that you do on the field, with or without the ball, involves some element of speed. All the stuff that you do in the gym and your conditioning should be there to develop and enhance speed so you can execute the skills of the game quicker. Number 3, build speed like every other physical quality because it adapts roughly in the same way. For team sport athletes, there is so much speed improvement left on the table, but so many people waste too much time in the gym focusing on the wrong things. Load speed like you would load strength and you will see improvements a lot quicker. Number 4, sprint training is a specialized quality for team sports. Don't mix your messages. Sprint training is just as important as passing, catching, kicking. It's a skill and it's a specific quality that serves as a really important building block to the game. If you're not focusing on it, you're leaving the skill on the table. Number 5, understanding how you apply force and the direction you apply force is going to be pivotal to your improvement. Think about it. When you're in the gym, where most athletes sit, everything that they produce in force is vertical in nature. It's up and down. In order to run, sprint, change direction, you have to apply the force in the direction or the opposite direction of which you want to go. Start focusing on that first and you will see drastic improvements a lot quicker. Number 6, in early acceleration, we have to produce something that's called impulse and a lot of it really quickly. What that means is putting a lot of force into the ground really fast in order to propel yourself forward. If you aren't focusing on this, then you need to start now. Number 7, the ankle joint is probably the most important joint when it comes to developing sprinting. The reason being is it's the first joint that has to tolerate the major forces of the ground. If the ankle joint is not strong enough, then you're going to be losing speed gains very quickly. Focus on strengthening the ankle joint before anything else. Number 8, both stride length and ground contact time change as we improve speed. We want to see an increase in stride length and a decrease in ground contact time as we go through from step by step. If you do not see that happening or you are not training to accommodate this, then you're making massive mistakes. A lot of athletes will be heavy and ploddy on the ground for far too long. Train to be quick, reactive and explosive. Number 9, elite sprinters and team sport athletes differ drastically. Do not try and attempt to train like an elite sprinter. Train like a team sport athlete who uses speed to develop their team sport. Team sport athletes cannot tolerate the demands that elite sprinters have trained for. You need to gradually improve and tolerate speed in order to maximize your gains. And don't forget, if you've not started, there are so many quick improvements that you will make, which you will see drastic improvements on the field of play. Number 10, when conditioning for team sports and speed, just use basic guidelines. Remember, sprint endurance is not sprinting for 30 seconds. Sprint endurance is sprinting for 6, 8 seconds, 4 seconds, and repeating that. It's about enduring speed and not sitting at an average speed for long durations of time. Number 11, this is really important. Some athletes rely on their muscle strength over their tendon strength to produce speed. It's really important that you understand that. The easy way that you can see that is if you look at yourself, look at your athlete. If they have really long Achilles, they're gonna be an elastic athlete. If they have very short Achilles and short limbs, they're going to be more muscular driven. When you're doing your training, focus on those qualities and you will see massive gains very quickly. Number 12, don't obsess over sprint mechanics. There's a wide range for team sport athletes which is deemed acceptable. If you find yourself getting injured, then you may need to spend a little bit more time tweaking it. Otherwise, good is good enough, and as long as you're improving speed, everything's moving in the right direction. Number 13, when coaching, giving too many technical instructions is basically like putting an athlete's brain in a food blender. What we get is cognitive overload, and we can't actually execute the task as well as we should because we're thinking about doing what we should do rather than doing what we should do. Number 14, if an athlete shows poor form at slow speeds, those things are still going to exist at higher speeds, but you're just not going to be able to see them. I work off a basic principle. If it looks shit slow, it will be shit fast. So fix the shit slow. Number 15, over a course of a run from a static acceleration, the athlete's center of mass should gradually move forward and upwards so we can actually find upright running positions. This will help smooth out the path to maximum speed as quick as possible. Number 16, the learn, load, execute approach is pivotal for teaching the skill of sprinting and the physical output and making the brain understand it. I learned this when I developed this with the sports speed system. What you want to be able to do is subtly introduce a stimulus to the athlete that they think they're doing the same thing, but they're actually improving something else. Learn, load, execute is the thing that unlocked team sport speed for me. Number 17, keep improving strength as long as that strength is improving the thing that you need it to. For a long time, I focused on just improving strength for strength's sake, not pairing it with other attributes. For example, if you are improving your strength but your jump performance is not going up, that's going to drastically have an impact on your power performance, which is going to have a knock-on effect to your sprint performance. So in short, make sure that if you're improving strength, you're monitoring and training jumping ability and also attaching that to speed qualities and make sure things are moving in the right direction. If you're strong and you can't jump, you won't be able to sprint. If you're not as strong but you can jump, you will be able to sprint. Number 18, creating exercise groupings from general specific to special are really, really important. What this allows you to do is factor and spend the right time of the year on the right type of exercise. For example, in early off-season, general strength is going to be really important because what it's going to allow you to do is survive the intensity and speed of all the other stuff that's to come. But remember, don't spend too long on general strength. Every year you should spend less time on general strength, because if you've done it properly, that's how you will spend more time improving speed and beat speed plateaus. Number 19, training can have positive, negative and neutral transfer on performance. So make sure you are monitoring your training appropriately. If you are regularly seeing training numbers stay the same, then it means that you are having a neutral effect of training. Transfer is staying the same. I learnt this the hard way, and what I did was try to keep pushing those numbers rather than taking a step back and switching the focus. At that time, I was spending too much time working on general strength when actually I should have been focusing on specific and special, because that would have moved the needle. Number 20, the law of accommodation. The body responds gradually lesser over a period of time to the same training stimulus. It's really important that we understand this, because if we are hammering the same session week after week after week, then you're going to see negative effects because it's just not as a strong stimulus to the athlete anymore. Think about this how you would make a spicy food. You wouldn't add all the spice in at once, you would gradually increase the spice over time to meet the flavour. Make sure your training matches the right spice for you. Number 21. Special strength training exercises can actually fix mechanics, and you can do them quite regularly. What this does is it combines motor learning with strength adaptations that is specific to the task we need, and that's really important in team sports when we don't have a lot of time. Make sure you spend more time throughout the week focusing on these exercises and less time on the more general aspects, because that's what's going to help you on the field. Number 22, the exercise selection should actually match the current athlete's ability. The reason being is that sometimes I found myself jumping to exercises that I'd seen on YouTube and they were fancy, but the problem is with that, they looked visually appealing, but my body couldn't tolerate it. So then you get injured. What I did instead was take my time and find regressions of those exercises to help me build slowly, monitoring my performance, and as my performance increased, I then adjusted appropriately. Number 23, only 20 to 30% of your total training time should be involved in the gym. The reason being is, if you think about it, if you train 2 times a week with your team on big sessions and have a game on the weekend, that's a lot of volume already. You only need to be focusing on 20 to 30 minute micro sessions to improve performance, because otherwise you will start taxing your body. I did this over and over again, got very injured and spent a lot of time just underperforming and very, very tired. Number 24, gradually increase jump training difficulty, because this unlocks explosive power specific to speed. For a long time, I would focus on basic jumping movements and not developing capacity of those jumps or complexity of those jumps. So for example, how you need to be doing this is focusing on the ability to produce multiple broad jumps, fast, explosive and technically well, to improve your acceleration ability. That is my number one go-to exercise, and it works over and over again. Number 25, taller athletes really struggle with acceleration, but are very, very quick to adjust to max speed. This is because of their limb length. What you need to do, and the mistake that I made along the way, was trying to train short athletes the way I would train taller athletes. To develop taller athletes' acceleration, you need to provide a lot of balance, stability and strength work in acceleration. So doing very, very heavy sleds will allow a taller athlete to understand and orientate limbs a lot quicker than a shorter athlete. So you need to focus on that. In team sports, game performance sits at the top of the pyramid of performance. It's all about winning games. Second to that should be sport practice, and then underneath that should be speed. If you focus on these qualities in the right order, then you're going to thrive on the field. For speed development, make sure you prioritize top speed, acceleration, and then change of direction. The reason being is you have to consider the demands of sport practice already. In many team sports, there is a lot of acceleration and there are so many changes of direction. If you focus on top speed, which is not seen as much, you're going to help build a bigger battery for an athlete who can then repeat acceleration and repeat change of direction. 28. Weight room programs should support speed development. If they don't, then they need to be changed. The reason being, over the years, I would find myself getting obsessed with improving my bench or improving my squat because they were fun, they were real ego lifts. But what I was doing was taking speed out of my legs, because the thing is, the more you improve strength, the slower the bar moves, therefore your body is moving slowly. That's not supporting speed or supporting the game. Number 29, having players reach moderate to high percentage of their max speed and training there as opposed to going all out fast from the off is a really important way and a very vital way to develop speed. Think about it for a second. If you are sprinting as hard and as fast as you can, you're going to be tight, you're going to be chaotic, you'll overstride, overbalance, and probably end up getting injured. You will limit your ability to expose yourself to the speeds of which you need to develop speed, just like any other exercise. Number 30, make sure you group your athletes by type and ability, because that is the thing that's going to allow them to excel quickly. For example, you will have athletes that are more muscular, elastic, taller, shorter. They will all need slightly different variations of the same exercise. I group my athletes based on what type of animal they are: giraffe, bear, cheetah, wolf. And what that allows me to do is understand how to train them next. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. These were only 30 of the lessons that I have learned over the years. I have a full document of 100 lessons that many coaches will make you pay hundreds of pounds for. So if you want to download that right away, head to the link in the description and it'll be sent to your inbox immediately. If you want to learn more about max speed and developing speed, make sure you click on the next video, because it's going to unlock how you can develop top speed super easy, and it's the thing that many speed coaches don't want you to know.